Welcome, Hardstyle America. I am your host, Vegas Big Rob, and my co-host, as always,
DJ Magic, what it do?
welcome back, everybody. I know we've been gone for about 2 weeks, with good reason. We've been hitting shows. One which what one we will be talking about, and we got some great footage, and the other we will probably do a separate little recap on our next episode. That'll be for Destroy LA. But today
Yep.
we're going to be talking about a lot of great things, actually. A lot of big things. This weekend, while we were at Destroy LA, we've decided to host a show in Los Angeles. That's right.
It's going to happen. Let's do this.
July 20th is the date. We are locking in venues or the venue, and we are going to be locking in our contracts with the artist. So when that is all said and done, within a week, right? Would say about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope that we would be able to have all the important details so that when we do our next show, and I think that would be a good time because hopefully we will have our guest which will be one of our contestants for our show to kind of right.
No, I guess we can release we can release that information. We can
just
tell
a
them what
little
it is about.
teaser, just a little teaser.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. It's exciting. It's going to be, I guess we could say. What do you think? Should we say a little bit more?
I don't know, man. Maybe we'll leak some teasers through the show and see how it goes. Because you got other artists that may be there as well. We have some music that we're going to be playing today. I think, right?
Not for sure. I can't say or deny any of this. Here, let me turn off my settings. My kids are texting me. I'm like, I can't hear the ding ding on my phone. It's all synced up. But yeah, I don't know if I want to say too much or not enough. So I cannot confirm nor deny anything that we just discussed. All I can say is that we have a show coming up July 20th, 2024, Los Angeles. Okay. So I'm going to need every one of you to start getting ready because this show is going to be insane. The lineup, it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing, actually. And it's going to be exciting. So we came up with something that's going to be very fun. Just saying.
Right. Well, and this has been a long time in the making. It started with a conversation, I think, about a year ago, and kind of the concept planted a seed. And when we were working on our show in October, we kind of had an idea that we were running with for our next show, and because of scheduling and everything else, we're still trying to build our foundation. I think that kind of holding off to this upcoming show in July was the right move. So, like you say, hopefully we have a lot of support. I know we're going to have a lot of support from the home team here in the Southern California area. So, hit us up on our socials and let us know if you want to be a part of that.
Absolutely. And if you can't make this lineup, there's always future shows. We're already planning the next show in Los Angeles, coming possibly, I want to say late October. Maybe not late October because we know there's a big festival going on out there. I think Insomniac has one out there.
I think it's August. I know that there's Hard Summer in early August, and then Wasteland is August 30th and 31st. So I'll be at both of those. Come hit me up, But yeah, I think October might work. And we were thinking about something in Vegas around October. Maybe we might be able to get some international people to join our American friends.
That's all right. That's my end game. I got to get our man. I'm telling you, if you're watching out there, know that we're doing everything we can to get you out here as quickly as possible. But we have to gain some traction because without traction, we can't bring you guys successfully. And the last thing we want to do is we want to bring you prematurely when we're not fully established for you. So, we don't want to make your trip to America kind of like, even though it is a great thing overall. But we want to make sure that your experience, not only performing for us all here in the U.S., is amazing, but we want you to have a great time of all, too. So we're really working hard to make sure that we capture everything on both obviously the attendee and the headliner experience. So it's very important that everybody has fun, including, talent and even our staff and our volunteers and anybody involved within the operational sector. So, Hammy.
My
I'm talking.
bad, my bad.
You're grounded. You're not going to go to the next show. Just kidding. But yeah,
Oh man.
so it's very exciting. It's been, well, we've had conversations for the past year on when we're going to do our next show, and we understand that Los Angeles has a great market. Obviously, that's the hub, one of the big hubs in the U.S. for the hard dance community. So we want to make sure that we capture that hub. And we understand it's difficult to travel to Las Vegas, fuel,
Sure.
hotel experience. And, it's a great opportunity to come just get out of town for a weekend. But we feel that maybe bringing it home to you is a little bit better. So we're still going to have
Speak,
Vegas. Go ahead.
Speaking of which, I just wanted to give a shout out to, I think was it Austin last night? Houston. Houston brought Abstructa and had just an amazing show from what I hear. Saw some of the clips and videos.
Oh,
I think
same.
they're bringing districts out there in a couple months. But yeah, I'll send them to you. Hopefully we'll be able to post some of those for the next show. But I just wanted to give them a shout out because it looked like they had a hell of a good time last night too.
Yeah, big shouts out to that industry out there. It's great to hear.
Heart is king.
Yeah, it's great to see and hear all this stuff. So it's great to know that. And I've noticed that the community for hard dance had plateaued for a couple of, I would say years. Pandemic wise, and I see there's momentum. I see that it's gaining traction again, and that's amazing right there. So I think that's why it's great that we have this platform, because we want you guys to know that it is growing. So those who are out there with skepticism, know that there's movement now, and it's movement towards greatness. We're seeing increases. We're seeing more promoters get into the hard dance. And as we were looking for venues out in Los Angeles, a lot of them were like, "Hey, we want to really cater to hard dance. We don't have hardstyle.
Sure.
We really want to, take more slots for hard dance." So that's a great sign in the market that there is a need for it. And of course, Hardstyle Maniacs, amazing how we are, right? We're
Yep.
gonna help fill in that need in Los Angeles, and eventually, obviously, Las Vegas, and keep going and spreading like a little wildfire. But for the most part, LA, we're coming. We've always been in LA. If you know that, for the last October show, we flyered the crap out of LA, and you've seen our flyers. So we're very excited. We're very excited to actually have a show in LA. So be sure to check it out. Tickets are gonna go pretty low price. I think we're gonna hit early bird
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it very affordable for you guys. We want you guys to come in and have fun. Of course, we want you guys to have a little extra cash to buy a drink or two. We want you to really just kind of have a great experience. So we're not gonna go too high in the tickets. We want to make sure that we capture that experience for you, and you're not breaking your wallet just to get a drink and a ticket. So we don't want that. So
Sure.
if we have to lower our profit margins or our costs or overhead a little bit more just so you can enjoy the experience, we're willing to do that. So
100%.
I think it's going to be great. We've made a great connection with a couple of headliners out in Los Angeles, local artists in the U.S. who will be working with Hardstyle Maniacs. Obviously, we're still in talks. We're setting up all the foundations. But it's the beginning of a great relationship, and we're going to bring more shows, more U.S.-based talent to Los Angeles, not just our locals here, which we love to death, obviously. But, I think it's time to bring some more talent into Los Angeles from all over the U.S. so we can have at least a very, very broad range of talent coming in from all over the U.S. I think it's important that we bring in talent from anywhere in the U.S. and vice versa. If you're out there in New York, Hard Dance New York, or Euphoria in Chicago, please reach out to our LA talent. There's a lot of great artists that would love to go out there and perform for you guys, and vice versa. We would love to have your Chicago and New York talent come out to LA. And that's something that we want to really push, because if we all work together and we start sending artists to our local regions from your area, we can really enhance the market even faster and show local talents that there is great artists nationwide. And I think that's actually something we should be looking into getting into, should I say.
100%. No, I agree with you. I think that that's one of the things that, as people are starting, you said with the pandemic roll down, that really hurt a lot of the small businesses and smaller promoters the most. And now that events are starting to become more established and there's less of a threat of things being shut down overnight or whatnot, there is definitely more momentum in the hard style genre, and I love that, so anytime that I can get to a local event, a local hard style event, I'm going to try to be there. And you can always let us know where your events are, and we'll try to plug them as well. Matter of fact, I have a pop-up coming up next Saturday, 420, in Goleta, California. So if anyone's out there, come watch me spin some hard style. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna do some hip hop too, and some classics and whatnot because of the event. But a lot of reggae, some chill music.
Sure.
But I got to represent the hard style. I'm gonna throw in some music, and I did promise at my next gig I was gonna spin some XOXO. So at least one track. I'm gonna make sure I put that up on my Instagram. I'm gonna throw some XOXO out there.
Yes. Let's get into our first track, but before we do that, XOXO, you are on a calendar. We will be reaching out to you to reschedule. We were supposed to have XOXO on this particular show here, due to scheduling conflicts. Obviously, we had to reschedule, but it's upcoming. That's for sure. So
I'm so excited. I can't wait to finally meet them.
Yes, XOXO. I cannot begin to tell you how much we want to meet you. So let's get out with some Guns for Hire. I think it's a great appropriate way to just kind of destroy the Sunday morning with some nice music.
Let's go.
Axiom, the tasty truth.
Damn.
The what
Good
was
morning.
that? First off, like, how have I not ever heard that track before?
Really? Actually,
No.
the thing is, I like Guns for Hire. I really do. I actually have them on my playlist, and they
Okay.
do some great tracks. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of artists that I love.
Sure.
Funny thing, before we get into Wonderland, I mean, I know we have the display here, but we were at the
Sure.
store today, and you saw me, right? Like, you don't really see me just kind of like gabbering or and just I
Yeah.
enjoy the music. Like, I sit there and I soak it in.
Sure.
I can't even begin how therapeutic it is just to sit there and listen to like hardstyle, and all the synths, and I sit there like, I'm sorry, I stand there and I just enjoy it. I
Sure.
If you're a stranger and you're looking at me and you're like, it doesn't look like this guy belongs here. So I had this one guy come up to me and my wife. He's like, "Hey, bro, do you even like the music?"
What?
No, but he wasn't
Like,
mean or anything. No,
oh,
he was
okay.
just
I was
like,
like,
because he saw me just standing there,
flutter,
just
bro.
kind of like, just when you saw me, I
Vibing.
stand there, right? So he meant no harm, no disrespect. I think he was like really genuine, like looking at me, just kind of standing there like security, like posted. And my wife,
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, I got you.
and he just came up and like, "Hey, do you even like the music?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I do." Like if you only knew, this is what we're doing, like in the hard dance industry,
Sure.
So I thought that was a funny story to share. So sorry I took some time from beyond Wonderlands here, but
No. I love that story. It was a fun time at Destroy. I'm looking forward to being able to talk more with everybody that was there. I mean, I'm sure we'll have Mark Hoare, we'll have
Distortion
Geo back
Code,
on the show, and Destruction Code. We absolutely will have on our show in the future. So, no, I thought it was a great time, and it was a pleasure to see you in person again. We've met before, but to several times, but to actually be able to connect again is always fun, and it really helps me to kind of put my mind into this project that we're working on, really, because I've just been kind of going from event to event and trying to connect the dots, and now that we're actually having some momentum, I really appreciate that. So I think the Dimension G, what they did was amazing by being able to put together that little stage, and little stage. I mean, it was a decent crowd that was in there. It was a good crowd, and I always got to give them a shout out for keeping me dripping clean. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to Dimension G and do a at DJ Magic, then you'll get 15% off. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely, it's no big deal to show some support to the homies, and it was a great time. It really was.
yeah, I'll bring some footage on the next show. I got a couple of videos. I've been posting it on Instagram and our official TikTok. So make sure to look for Hardstyle Maniacs on all social media platforms. YouTube will be Hardstyle Maniacs TV. And now let's get into Wonderland, Beyond Wonderland.
Beyond. Bro, it was such a great time. Like, honestly, Beyond and EDC are kind of the two events that I try to make it to every year, and it's just an opportunity not only to meet up with friends that I haven't seen for a long time, but to connect to new artists and listen to some of my favorite artists. I mean, they usually have a decent cross section. Of course, the Cheshire Woods area was where I think base what was it shit Dream State and BaseCon both had that stage, and Anger Fist finished off the night. It was phenomenal. Just absolutely love the energy, and we'll go into a lot of that stuff later too. But one of the things that I enjoy about Beyond, as being a multi-day event, is being able to kind of go in the first day, see where everything's at, kind of feel the temperature, and then day two usually kind of jumping a little bit more, which there was more hard style music I think played day one as opposed to day two. And as you can see on the screen, I already got my tickets. I'm going next year. So if you're gonna go, hit me up, follow me on Instagram. Hit us up in the comments, and we'll click up. We'll see what we can do to have a good time. Maybe petition to get a little bit more hard style next year. But honestly, the Alice in Wonderland theme, I love. Just the whimsy of it all, and the what do you call it, the Ferris wheel and everything. One of the things that I love about Insomniac is that they're always forward thinking, and they're always trying to say, well, what can we do next, right? And last year was the first year I had heard anything about their little after party thing. We'll get into that a little bit later too, but I think they did a much better job this year, so I want to give them a shout out for that, at making it more easily accessible, and to be able to see what's going on, and just all in all, it was a safe time. It was a fun time. I got to meet up with some friends that I hadn't seen in a long time, and it's kind of like, to me, Beyond is the pregame to EDC, right? Because it's just right there. So it's like, all right, it's kind of getting back into festival season. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it was a good time. Also, a couple things I know we won't necessarily be able to cover later on in the show that I'd like to touch base on. The Sober Rave cave, or the Sober Rave tent. I thought that's really awesome that there's a place that people can go. As I get older, I just don't bounce back as quick as I used to, so I tend not to drink as much as I used to, right? You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so I think
guilty.
it's cool, even for the younger people, the older people, anyone in between, if you feel like having a good time, and you want to stay sober. There are obviously alcohol options available, but if you need a place, it's a safe place to go. That was kind of cool. Um, there was also a vendor. I forget exactly what it was, but man, $30, you get unlimited refills on their little suckers for the weekend. That shit was awesome. Matter of fact, I'm gonna check what the name is of the vendor, because I told him I'd give him a shout out. But
Yeah.
anyways, I thought that was a great deal. $30, you get a little, sucker with a light on it, and go out there and have some fun. And they were super cool about it. Unlimited refills throughout the weekend and everything else like that. And one of my most exciting parts about this weekend was the introduction of Hammy. So I don't know who gave me these little clip, but I love this thing. And I've been taking him to every event with me. I've been tagging him on my Instagram, my Facebook, everything else like that. So this is going to be like my thing, I think, going forward for a while. Hammy the Hardstyle Maniac. We're going to go ham, come ham with Hammy. And if you were the one that gave me Hammy, excuse me, at the Queens Domain area, we got a picture together. Send that to me, tag me in it. I'd love to be able to connect. I really appreciate it. I was talking to my sister about the whole concept, and she was, I was like, man, this is brilliant. And it just happened to match the color of my nail, and I was just like, I'm just going to run with this. So, you may have seen Hammy around LA. You're going to see him in Vegas, all over EDC, and any Hardstyle Maniacs event. So, yeah. What was the first? Were we gonna go into a video, or what's the first thing we were gonna do?
Actually, yeah, you had sent me Anger Face. I'm excited to see it. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it. I actually, we have two videos. We're gonna play them back to back, so
yeah,
you
it was a
can
little
have a
short.
transitioning with music. So, yeah, I obviously, like I always say, I don't see the videos you send me because I want to see them for the first time with every one of you. So
Sure.
I'll catch like the first 30 seconds, check audios, kind of clip around, make sure that I'm not clipping either. And I just hit play with you guys, and that's kind of where I watch it. So we have the same reaction as you do for the first time, and it's not like something I watched over and over and over. So I like to keep that excitement within videos. So we're gonna go with a little Anger Fist. So thank you for the clip here, by the way, Magic.
No, I'm happy to be there. Man.
And you were there.
Yeah, I know, man. It took me back for a second, dude. Like, I gotta say, okay, so the thing about Anger Fist that I love so much is that build up, the tension, you know, just like you could see, like, for that moment, the entire crowd is almost silent still until the drop, and then there's just an explosion of energy, and everybody just loses their mind. Yeah, Anger Fist is amazing. I gotta be honest, I think I may have seen him before, but I don't really remember. And whenever I send the lineup to Geo, I said, "Hey, bro, you know this is who's playing. You know, is there anyone that like I just can't miss?" Immediately, he said Anger Fist, like without even a hesitation. He's like, "Go check him out." I was like, "All right, all right, you know, let's see what we got." And just the energy was just absolutely amazing that night. As a matter of fact, what was funny about that is I remember texting you earlier in the night, right? I was like, bro, I don't know if I'm going deaf or if there's something wrong with Cheshire or what's going on because like you couldn't feel the bass. Like I forget even what the set was, but I sent you a quick video. I was like, bro, like I don't know. You tell me. Like, is this weird or what? And then when we got to the Anger Fist, I was like, nah, there's nothing wrong with the equipment's fine. The
Yeah.
equipment's fine. This guy knows what he's doing. So
That's front of the house
um,
stuff. And I think usually when you have your guys on the boards, I'm not sure why. I don't know. This is just maybe it's a personal pet peeve of mine is that I don't believe in having volume caps on the lineups. It doesn't matter if you're the opener, any supporting lineup DJ should have the same volume and experience expression that the headliner would have. You know, I don't know why. And every time I go to events, it bothers me. It really bothers me. I can't even begin to tell you how much it bothers me because the opener will likely one day be a headliner. We don't know that.
right,
One. And two, it's kind of like you're really limiting him from engaging and connecting with the audience that's already there. They may not be
sure,
there to see him or her. However, they're in the groove. They're in that zone. He's performing for them. He's on stage for them. And that's how you capture your audience, new followers, new supporters,
right.
everything. And when front of the house always limits volumes for DJs or performers, it bothers me. I think that everyone should have that same output experience when performing, whether you're the guy who opens at 8 p.m. or the headliner who closes it. That's just me. I just
Well,
don't know why people do it.
and I'll agree with you as far as like access to the decks and the floor. I think that like as a DJ, that's our art, right? That's the colors that we use is the sounds and to muffle the volume is definitely muffling the expression of the artist. So I'll agree with you 100% on that. I think where my confusion was whenever we've had this conversation in the past is I think that there needs to be a natural flow and a buildup of the show. So I think that like even in hardstyle, if you're running at 220 beats per minute for like 4 hours, you're gonna lose people. When we're setting the lineup up, I think it's important for us to kind of have a natural flow where the artists are naturally going to play within a certain range and within a certain range so that there's a buildup whenever we get to the headliner, and more people are going to want to join us as opposed to people leaving. So that's why, like, even though I could have absolutely came in running hard, 200 beats per minute, 220 beats per minute from the opening at Annihilation, I knew that was going to turn people off. So I tried to come in 160, 170, leave at 180, so that when Eni came in, you know what I mean? Like, he would have something to build up off of.
No, I agree. And I think that, see, and before we go, if you're watching this podcast on a repeat, obviously, comment below. We would love to know what you prefer as an attendee and or an artist. Sure. Now, I think there should be some respect. You shouldn't be playing the headliner's music if you're on a recording lineup. That's one thing I agree with 100%. But you should also have access to have the same decibel levels as a headliner. Sure. I think that's kind of what I'm saying.
Sure, 100%. Yeah.
You can go with whatever you're going to play. Just obviously don't kill the vibe for the headliner or your supporting staff that goes above you, because each one of them has their own staff. Their own production music. And, just don't play their stuff. If you're on the same lineup, obviously, it's a respect thing. You don't want to kill their sets and stuff like that, and kind of like, work with your fellow artists. But in terms of sound, I think everybody should have the same decibel settings. I think it's sad that, when you're in a venue, obviously, and you have any headliner opener, for example, and you can have a conversation in front of the speakers. Basically, you're right. Front row, and you can actually hear each other talking. You're robbing that artist from his artwork, and it's sad. And that's what I'm trying to say. Music wise, that's a different story. But I think decibel levels, I think everyone should have the same decibel settings when they're performing, whether you're an opener or a headliner. And I think it enhances the experience too, as you're going to these events. You don't want to, I know your energy is for the headliner. I get it.
Right.
But again, these new artists, these new DJs, they're out there, they're trying to capture you, and they're not going to be able to fully express themselves with their own music and art and capabilities of mixing.
Sure.
If their decibel levels are low, and obviously people are still having conversations and not paying attention. Right. He's not a cocktail DJ per se. You want to make sure that he engages and captures everything. So I think, front of house, what's your opinion on this? I think people should comment below. Should openers have the same sound decibel? In other words, loudness. When you go into an event, every DJ is performing should be basically feeling that bass up. You should be feeling it as if the headliner. Right. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say.
And since we're opening up the floor for discussion, you kind of touched on another nerve, I think, in the DJ community, and I'd like to hear what other people's position is, because I agree and I disagree about playing the headliner's music as an opener. And the reason I say that is I think that as a matter of respect, if you're going to, you absolutely should communicate with the other DJ and say, hey, I love you as an artist and I would love to play this snippet. I'd love to sample this song or whatever. I want to make sure that it's not going to interfere with your set, whatever. Like, I think that that's respect, right? But I don't think that as a blanket, we should never play the headliner's music as an opener. And the main reason I think that is because for my set, I played DJ Thera's Welcome, right? And I thought that was a great way to open the show. That was, one of the first tracks that I opened with Timmy Trumpet also. And I kind of blended those two together. And if I went to DJ Thera and I said, hey, this is how I was thinking about opening my show. I just hope that you weren't thinking about using that song as well to open your set or whatever. And if you are, I won't play it, or what are your thoughts on that? And if he told me, yeah, I'm not going to play it, but I also don't want you to do it. All right, respect. At least you had that conversation, But I agree with you. You shouldn't just throw another artist's songs on that are going to be playing later, because they're like, dude, like, what are you doing? Yeah,
you're trying to build a relationship, not shatter. And, when you do like that, you're basically just blacklisting yourself. And I agree. And sometimes what you're saying, it could be difficult because headliners are going to show up an hour before they perform. And that's kind of the normal on smaller stuff, more intimate settings. So sometimes they'll be running late, whatever. And the opener starts at 8, 9 o'clock, and the headliner gets there at 11 to perform at 2. So you don't have that communication with the headliner because your set's long done and he wasn't even there. So that can be difficult. But yeah, show some respect. It goes up and it goes down. So headliners, obviously show respect to the openers. They're your supporting staff at the moment, and one day they're going to be a headliner, and obviously, headliners, their reign ends and new talent comes in, and we all got to work with each other, whether you're a previous DJ, a current DJ, or a future DJ. Always work with fellow DJs, help them out, support them. No
For
matter if
sure.
they're previously headliners and they're done and they're trying to make a comeback, or upcoming artists who are trying to get in. But work together, work together.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's the experience level that we like to share here at Hardstyle America. And you were at Beyond VIP Experience, and I got a clip for that. Can I play it?
Yes. VIP. Let's go.
Yeah, you do.
Of the Queen's domain. And the reason why I felt that this was a good representation of the VIP experience as a whole, it was kind of the most intricate. And you can see right there, they have a trinket trade area. So basically, like you could take little small things that you brought with you and leave it and pick one and leave it, kind of like a community like library type thing. There was a candy station, so you could make jewelry like bracelets and necklaces and stuff like that. Right there on the right, you can see the concierge area where I actually got this necklace. They had like earplugs and snacks and stuff like that. VIP lockers are always a great idea. You never know when it's going to rain, so you leave your umbrella in the locker. The prices weren't actually too bad for the food whenever you think about it. You're talking about $12 to $24 a plate, which is about standard for any restaurant or fast food place these days. So I was actually kind of impressed about that. Also, the cost of drinks, which we'll see here in a bit, weren't too insane. There was actually surprisingly a lot of places to sit down and kind of relax. A lot of photo opportunities. Basically, they try to make everything a place that would be really cool and photogenic for you. The Queen's Bar was, an exclusive area that had actually exclusive drinks, if I remember correctly, for people that had access to the VIP section. Um, let's see here, what's next? Oh yeah, and then they had along the entire venue actually the lineup, which was kind of nice. So no matter where you're at, you could kind of see who's playing next and where you might want to go. The one thing I did like about Queen's Domain is that it did have that cover over it. Some of the other stages weren't covered, and I was a little worried with the rain. Let's see here. There was a exclusive, what do you say, the water filling stations, which was always nice. Only
Mhm.
thing about the water is it tasted a little bit like chlorine, a little heavy. So I ended up not drinking too much of that. And I
Tap
don't
one.
know if that, yeah, but it wasn't even just tap water. It was like it was treated. You know what I mean? Like they made sure that it was safe. I guess that's why they do it. I hadn't seen that in the past. The barber, which was really kind of cool. I know they have a barber like in the artist area. Right here was just like again another little chill area where they had tables and chairs where you can drink and rest and relax. Um, Sky deck. I still haven't been in the sky deck area. So anybody ever want to take me to the sky deck area? Hit me up. No. Uh, but it's just a little elevated platform, so you can kind of get a higher view of the area. Bathrooms. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing. The VIP bathrooms alone are worth the upgrade, in my opinion. I we're gonna save you from seeing the pictures. I think we decided not to do that of what the general bathrooms look like, but the VIP bathrooms are air conditioned and they clean them fairly regularly, and so just honestly, yeah, as an old person, that I'm too old for all of that.
I don't know.
Anyways,
It doesn't really matter what age you are. A disgusting bathroom is a disgusting bathroom, and I feel sorry for the ladies who really have no option but to squat, and it's very difficult when my wife tells me these bathrooms are disgusting. It's like, so it's for the bathrooms alone. I hands down, I agree with you 100%. Get the VIP experience, worth it.
yeah, and if nothing else, try GA just so you'll have something to compare it to, or GA
Mm.
plus. So you know what I
Mm.
mean. So you can kind of dip your toe into it. But
Literally.
Yeah.
Your toes, literally, because that's what you're really going to be doing, dipping your toes into someone else's, releases, basically. So yeah, don't
And
do
they
it.
do the best they can. Let's be
No,
honest. Let's be honest.
no,
You got
it's
20,000 people there,
well, EDC, you got hundreds of thousands of people, and yeah, no, to the credit of those who are there cleaning restrooms, they can't keep up with the amount of in and out of those bathrooms. Totally understandable. Not the promoter's fault, not the venue's fault. It really lies on the attendee. Come on, guys, be less of a pig. Be courteous. I understand you're drunk. You don't give up, and just understand that there's another person coming in to that restroom
Right.
after you leave, and you don't want
You might need to go use it again.
Yeah. And you don't want to come into the bathroom and then be like, whoa, what's going on here when you just left it like that an hour ago? So it's kind of like, be a little more courteous, guys and gals.
Right.
And there's nothing we can do about that. It's really us, the attendees, and I say us, not because I personally do it, but I'm just saying us as the attendees,
Right.
we have to do our part, and if we don't do our part, then we can't complain. But for those of you who don't want to deal with all that stuff, with that alone, I agree. Upgrade your tickets. Insomniacs has a great package. I'm telling you right now, when I go to EDC with my wife, we upgrade. We don't do anything other than VIP. We pay for that. We pay for that specifically for the restrooms. Nothing but the restrooms. Now, the rest of the stuff that comes with it, the bars, the stage access, and all that good stuff, and the perks, is a bonus to us. So,
Right.
agree. Let's get into some music. By the way, I think we
Talk
I think
people's ears off long enough.
we went into that rabbit hole, literally. This next one, Hartshorn. So he's part of the Raven Records. I want big shouts out to them out there in LA. Talon, great job with this label, and we're a big supporter of you, what you're doing. So know that Hardstyle Maniacs and Hardstyle America got your back on everything. And Hartshorn, keep it up, man. This is amazing stuff. I wish I could have seen you out there in Chicago when you were out there not too long ago. But our contacts out there said you were amazing, and it was great to see you out there.
I'm a lion, free from the cage full of liars. All they're gonna say is I won't make it. I'm sorry that you feel that way, feel that way. I'm a champion, no, I ain't afraid to take a hit, babe. Put it in my face, you can hate me. I'm sorry that you feel that way, feel that. Sorry that you feel that way, like I care, like I'm here to bring you down. Ooh, like the air that I'm breathing will be around. I'm sorry that you feel that way, yeah. I'm sorry that you feel that way, 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 way. I'm sorry that you feel that. I'm sorry that you feel that. I'm sorry that you feel that way, like I care, like I'm here to bring you down. Ooh, like the air that I'm breathing will be around. I'm sorry that you feel that way, yeah. I'm sorry that you feel that way, 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 way. I'm sorry that you feel that way. Sorry that that you feel that. I'm sorry that you feel that.
Hell yeah.
Fun fact, Hartshorn actually follows us on the YouTube channel, so big shouts out.
Well, in case anyone ever doubted it, I do actually buy every song that you put on the show. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, as we go, I'm like, oh shit, that's a great song. And then I go and I download it just every single time. So I will spin that also on my 420 party coming up this weekend. Just giving a shout out. That was a great song. Great track.
Yeah, Talon, good job on that. Raven Records there, and if anybody doesn't know, Raven Records is the only record label that is really focused on hard dance in America, the US. So it's really the first hard dance label in the US that I can recall. So they are very primarily focused on anything that happens here in the US. So that's why, I'm a big fan of Talon and what he's doing, the Raven Records. When I spoke to him last week, he actually gave me a clear picture of what it was all about, and I fell in love with exactly what he told me about it. That's why, I wanted to share some of their music because I believe in exactly what he's doing, and that's kind of what we are here at Hardstyle America. Is we're here to kind of find that talent in the U.S. and make it shine as big as the ones as our partners overseas. So we have one global domination of hard dance worldwide. So, big shouts out to Raven Records, for everything that they're doing. And they do focus on quality production. Like he told me how they emphasize on everything has to be perfect. They are label ready when it comes to bringing artists on board. They're particular about how everything has to be perfectly crisp and sound. So big shouts out to that. That's great protocol and great practice. And it really ensures that, we keep delivering or releasing music that's quality into the market. And that's something you don't see anymore, because, obviously everyone could self-produce and release music, and there really is no quality control out there. So you just kind of get flooded with great music, but it's maybe needs a little more enhancement. So, big shouts out to Raven for taking that extra step and really developing artists. So that's something you don't see every day anymore. And we want to make it known that we support you, man. So big shouts out to that on that one. So Talon, you the man.
What he said. That was very well spoken. I can't really add much to that.
So we're down to the portion of trying to find something for you. You had mentioned this before, and I'll let you lead the way. Let me put the clip here, because I want you to explain. You send us a collage of Beyond and stuff like that, and
sure.
Kind of clarify everything. So you can't tell any better than I can. So
Absolutely. Okay. So this is a lot going on. So we'll go from the upper left on my side. I don't know, that might be upper right hand of the screen. So the first thing I want to do is give a shout out to my friend here with the pirate patch on. Now, he and I talked for maybe 2 minutes in the Queens Domain area. Now, I'm not a small guy, right? I weigh about 220, 230, depending on the day. And this gentleman approached me, and he told me this story about his girlfriend, very attractive young lady, who was probably 5'5", you know what I mean? Very petite, small young lady. And he says, we go to these events, and I really want her to sit on my shoulders so that she can get an elevated view of the stage, and she won't do it because she's afraid. Can I put you on my shoulders? And I'm like, bro, there's no way. Like, there's no way. I'm like 230 pounds at this point because, I've been eating and drinking lots of soda and whatnot throughout the weekend. So I'm full, right? And he's like, no, really, like, I'm gonna pick you up on my shoulders. Is that cool? I said, bro, if you like, you're gonna hurt yourself. And he said, no, 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 no. I promise it's gonna be okay. Let me do it just so I can show my girlfriend I can. I said, all right, dude. You think you can put me on your shoulders? Let's do it. And like, there were other people that were around us that started hearing the conversation. And to their credit, there were other people who were like, this doesn't seem like the greatest idea. So as the guy starts putting me up on his shoulders and standing, to his credit, he did. He got me on his shoulders and, stood up straight. And his girlfriend took a picture of me. And there were people kind of like around us, steadying me to make sure that I didn't fall and crack my head open, which was really nice of them. Much love and plur to everyone that was there in the Queen's Domain that night. And, he sets me down and everything was fine. And I told him, hey, tag me in that picture. And I don't know if he missed my business card or whatnot, but if anybody recognizes my good friend there, go ahead and see if you can tag me, DJ Magic, on Instagram and Facebook. And I'd love to be able to have a conversation with him and his girlfriend again, just to say hi. On the upper right-hand corner, there's a picture of the after party entrance. It was kind of like a bat signal, and whoever came up with that idea was a genius. Because last year, or the year before this year, so last year, there's only a limited time that you can get into the after party, and I spent most of that time trying to identify where it was. So to be able to have that illuminated right there, I thought that was great. That was a good call, and I wanted to definitely give props where props are due. And that was an improvement. I don't know if that was there last year and I just missed it, but I certainly didn't miss it this year. So thank you for doing that for old people like myself. One of the things that I thought was really cool about the after party is they allowed average people like myself to get into the passport area, and you can kind of see on the bottom corners pictures of me in the passport area in the members lounge. That was really awesome to me because, like, I was trying to talk to one of my friends about that, and you can bring other people into the passport if you have a passport. And unfortunately, I've never known anyone that did. So anyone, again, you guys want to get me in there, give me a call, whatever. No, but that's kind of like squad goals, right? I was telling my friends whenever I got there, like, yeah, it'd be really cool one day to be able to have a passport and to be able to go to all the different events and get into the lounge and kind of relax and get access to their exclusive merchandise and whatnot. But the fact that they opened it up for people for the after party, I thought was really solid. The artist, I didn't, there wasn't anything really spectacular, I think, about the after party artist that really stood out. There's a lot of feedback on the second night. And actually, we'll talk about this here in a minute. Maybe we'll talk about this later. But anyways, and then Hammy in the center picture. My good friend Hammy is going to join me hopefully on all of our endeavors in the future. And it was just a really good experience to be able to be there. Also, one of the things not pictured here, the premier parking, absolutely worth it. Late at night after you've been dancing all day, not having to walk another 2 or 3 miles to parking to your car is, especially for an old guy like myself, it really does make a huge difference. But yeah, a lot of fun. Just from the beginning to the end, there wasn't really anything that wasn't fun. I need to do a better job as far as taking videos and interviewing people. I'm still a little shy as far as doing the interviews goes. So if you catch me at the next festival or the next event, just come talk to me and let's have a conversation. Let me know that you're down to have an interview, and we'll talk about your thoughts on hardstyle in America. But I wanted to thank everybody that I did have conversations with and that we shared candy with. Bracelets, whatever, and shout out to Insomniac for putting on an amazing event. I look forward to going next year. As you guys saw, I already got my tickets. Do you? Get them. I think that's all I have for that.
Okay, well, that was well said. Yes, so I know that guy wouldn't be able to put me on his shoulders.
I honestly didn't think he was gonna put me on it. So I was like, bro, there's no way.
He looks like a
I mean,
Viking, so he's pretty badass. You know, big shout to him, man. Especially if you have that kind of fitness life and you can do that, bro. Kudos, man. Kudos.
For sure.
But yeah, Insomniac, if you want to hook us up with a couple of passes, go out there. You know, we would love to come out there and film your events. You know, broadcast everything we can, share our experience with the Insomniac back end type of thing. So I know at this point in time they're probably not watching, but one day they will be watching us. And if you're watching us now, thank you first of all, and reach out to us. We'd love to come out there and really capture the your shows and really podcast about them. So
squad goals.
Yeah.
Hardstyle Maniacs squad goals. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, it's not that we haven't looked into the process, you know, so I think that it's something that is a real goal and dream that we can attain. But it's just a matter of fine tuning our message and our situation. And, you know, I'm looking forward to the next one. You know what I mean? Like EDC Hotel, just the whole 9 yards is going to be a blast. I really can't wait.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time now. We just got to keep doing here what we're doing at Hardstyle Maniacs and Hardstyle America. So before we go, be sure to save the date, July 20th, 2024, Los Angeles. It's coming. It's almost set in stone. We are locking in venue. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a conversation off air real quick to get an update on the venue. And then we can start finalizing the contracts with the artists. And then we can start promoting. So be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, Hardstyle Maniacs, on YouTube, Hardstyle Maniacs TV. And be sure to share this video, this podcast. You know, let's try to get more people engaged in our conversation. So if we hit a nerve, let us know. If we hit a topic that, you know, spot on, leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. So be sure to, you know, join the movement here, Hardstyle in America. That's what we do. We're here to open doors for artists, and we're here to collaborate with you nationwide to secure the growth of hard dance in America. Thank you for tuning in. I am Vegas Big Rob, and before we go, DJ Magic, you want to go goodbye?
It's always a pleasure, my friend. Until next time, DJ Magic. Peace.
Awesome. And here we're going to let you go with one last track from our boys over at Raven Records. This is Aerolite and Talon. So enjoy it. See you tomorrow or next week.
souls begin to mend. In the heart of Twilight's grasp, where dreams ignite, like the midnight star